Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a topic that's as uncomfortable as it is necessary, the brutal truth about the dark energy behind narcissists. This isn't about superstition, it's about understanding the spiritual and emotional forces that drive their behavior. Because when you see the energy clearly, you stop absorbing it, and that's how freedom begins. Narcissists are masters of disguise. They can appear loving, intelligent, even spiritual, but what hides beneath the surface isn't faith or light, it's emptiness. They drain others because they have no inner source of peace. Their darkness isn't demonic in form, but energetic in nature. It's the vibration of pride, envy, and control, the opposite of genuine love. You can feel this darkness before you can explain it. Your stomach tightens around them. Your mood drops after talking to them. Your intuition whispers, something isn't right. That's not paranoia. That's your spirit picking up on energy that doesn't belong to you. Narcissists carry chaos within them, and when they enter your world, they try to make it your chaos too. This dark energy thrives on attention. Whether it's praise or conflict, it doesn't care. It just needs reaction. Every argument, every apology, every emotional response feeds it. The narcissist doesn't seek understanding, they seek dominance. The more drained you feel, the more powerful they believe they are. They twist empathy into a weapon. They study your kindness like a blueprint, learning exactly how to use it against you. They'll play the victim, the savior, or the misunderstood genius, whichever role gives them control. And while you're busy trying to heal them, they're siphoning your light. You can call it energy, vibration, or spirit. The principle is the same. What we carry inside eventually shows. The narcissist's energy feels heavy because it's built on fear. Fear of being average, of being ignored, of being exposed. That fear becomes hunger, and that hunger is endless. You'll notice they hate stillness. Silence unsettles them. When things are peaceful, they stir drama just to feel alive. That's because peace starves dark energy. It can't survive in calm spaces. The more grounded you become, the more they panic. The brutal truth. Narcissists mimic light to attract it. They mirror your kindness, your empathy, your warmth, not because they feel it, but because they crave access to it. It's spiritual mimicry. Once you realize that, you stop confusing imitation for love. Their darkness is parasitic. They attach to those with open hearts because open hearts radiate energy. That energy feels like medicine to them, but they don't use it to heal, they use it to hide their own emptiness. The moment you pull back, their illusion starts to crumble. You may have noticed how they switch personalities depending on the audience. Around strangers, they're charming. Around you, they're cold or critical. That split is the essence of their darkness. A fractured self, always pretending. They can't live in truth, because truth burns away the mask. When you confront them with honesty, their reaction reveals everything. They don't argue facts, they attack feelings. You'll hear, "You're crazy," or "You're too sensitive." Why? Because acknowledging truth would mean facing their emptiness, and emptiness terrifies them. Dark energy operates through confusion. Narcissists keep conversations circular so you never find closure. They exhaust your logic until you give up. That surrender isn't peace, it's energy transfer. Every time you say "forget it," they win a piece of your calm. Their arrogance is armor. They act superior because inside they feel nothing. The dark energy they carry convinces them that dominance equals worth. That's why they belittle others, not from strength but from desperation. They use emotional baiting, like an artist, tears, silence, or sudden rage, all carefully timed. It's not random, it's ritual. Their dark energy feeds on your reaction, just as a flame feeds on oxygen. When you stay calm, the fire suffocates. The most dangerous thing about narcissists is how spiritual they can sound. They'll talk about energy, healing, and positivity, yet their presence leaves you anxious. Words don't carry light, intention does, and theirs is control disguised as wisdom. They thrive around empaths, because empathy is pure light. Empaths forgive easily, love deeply, and want to see the good in everyone. But dark energy can't exist without light to contrast it. That's why narcissists are drawn to healers, not to love them, but to drain them. You may have felt this cycle, a rush of closeness followed by sudden coldness. That's not love fading, that's energy exchange. They take what they need and retreat when you have nothing left. It's emotional theft, but dressed in affection. Here's the brutal truth: you can't heal what refuses light. Narcissists reject accountability because accountability would dissolve their illusion. They can't stand the idea that peace might exist without them at the center. When you start setting boundaries, they call you selfish. That accusation isn't about you. It's about their hunger. Boundaries cut off supply. To them, limits feel like punishment, but to you, they're salvation. The spiritual energy behind narcissism is rooted in ego, the false self. Ego says, I am above all, while spirit says, I am connected to all. Narcissists live entirely through ego, which is why they see love as competition and compassion as control. Notice how they rewrite history. The story always makes them the hero or the victim, never the villain. That's because their dark energy cannot exist with truth. Lies are the walls of their survival, and every truth you speak chips those walls away. They fear exposure more than loss. Losing people doesn't bother them. Losing the mask does. When you stop believing the illusion, you become dangerous, because now they can't rewrite your reality anymore. The dark energy within narcissists hates gratitude. Gratitude grounds people in the present, and presence kills illusion. That's why they focus on what's missing, who's wrong, or what went unfair. Darkness survives by keeping attention on pain. You might notice how they mimic empathy when it benefits them. They'll say the right words, shed the right tears, but the timing always feels off. That's because real empathy isn't performance, it's connection. Their darkness can fake behavior, but never vibration. Empaths often absorb this heaviness without realizing it. You start feeling moods that aren't yours, guilt that doesn't belong to you. That's energetic contamination. You're feeling the echo of their emptiness. Awareness is the first step in cleansing it. Cleansing doesn't mean confrontation. It means detachment. You reclaim your energy by refusing to play. When you don't respond, you stop being a battery for their chaos. Peace becomes your protest. You'll feel withdrawal symptoms, that urge to explain, defend, or fix them. That's not love, it's addiction to the roller coaster. Their energy conditioned you to equate tension with meaning. The healing process is learning that peace is not boring. It's freedom. The brutal truth is that narcissists mistake control for connection. They don't bond, they bind. Every act of love is designed to secure loyalty, not intimacy. Their darkness doesn't understand mutuality, because it thrives on imbalance. When you begin to heal, they feel it. The messages start coming. I've changed, I miss you. No one understands me like you do. But the tone is the same, self-centered, urgent, manipulative. They don't want you back. They want your energy back. Their fear isn't of losing you. It's of losing access to your light. Darkness has no power on its own. It must attach to something bright. When you remove that access, they fade like a shadow at sunrise. You'll know you're recovering when your peace starts irritating them. They'll call you distant or cold, but it's not distance, it's boundaries. It's the natural silence that follows when the noise of manipulation stops. They might try to provoke guilt, saying you've changed. And they're right, you have. You've evolved. Growth feels like betrayal to those who stay stagnant. But change is the proof that you've escaped their energetic cage. The dark energy behind narcissists hates accountability because accountability demands reflection. Reflection forces truth, and truth ends control. That's why they project their flaws onto you. It keeps their mirror clean. The more you center yourself, the more their tactics lose grip. Meditation, prayer, or simply breathing in silence weakens their hold. Stillness aligns you with higher energy, and higher energy always overrides manipulation. Narcissists can't survive where love is unconditional. True love mirrors truth, not ego. Their darkness can only exist in environments where attention replaces affection. Once love becomes real, they disappear because authenticity is poison to falsehood. Empaths sometimes confuse mercy with tolerance. You think forgiving means allowing, but divine mercy doesn't tolerate abuse. It transforms awareness. Forgiveness is release, not return. You bless them, not invite them back. Eventually, the mask slips permanently. Their charm fades. People begin noticing inconsistencies. Their darkness no longer hides behind charisma. The energy they used to project outward collapses inward, leaving them restless and exposed. You start realizing that their downfall doesn't require your revenge, just your absence. Darkness consumes itself. When it no longer has light to feed on, your silence becomes their mirror. As you heal, you might feel compassion again, not the kind that reopens wounds, but the kind that recognizes their emptiness. You don't excuse them, you just understand them. That understanding is freedom, not permission. The dark energy that once hunted your peace now serves your growth. You learn discernment, boundaries, and strength. The very pain they caused became the lesson that shields you forever. Healing feels divine because it reconnects you to truth. Truth carries light. Light is clarity, and clarity dissolves illusion. The more honest you become with yourself, the less access darkness has. You begin feeling energy differently. You sense peace before people speak. You can tell authenticity from charm instantly. That sensitivity isn't a burden anymore. It's guidance. Your intuition becomes your shield. Every boundary you enforce becomes spiritual armor. You're not fighting darkness. You're outgrowing it. Darkness doesn't chase light. That's too bright to touch. That's why your glow now irritates them. The narcissist's energy tries to imitate authority, but true authority is humble. Real power doesn't dominate, it elevates, and that's what your healing represents. The victory of elevation over imitation. You realize you never needed revenge, you just needed restoration. Peace is proof of victory. Nothing unsettles dark energy more than someone who forgives and still walks away. The brutal truth is that narcissists don't fear exposure. They fear insignificance. When you stop reacting, you force them to face their own void. They stare into the silence and find nothing staring back. Your calmness becomes light in its purest form. It doesn't argue or prove. It simply exists. That presence disrupts any dark energy that tries to reattach. You've become the embodiment of what they tried to steal. Healing transforms your story into a message. You start helping others recognize the same energy patterns you once endured. That's how darkness loses power, when awareness spreads. So if you're watching this and still recovering, remember, your empathy is sacred. Guard it. Your peace is your light. Protect it. When you choose truth over chaos, love over fear, and silence over drama, you become untouchable. In the end, the brutal truth about the dark energy behind narcissists is simple. It can only survive in the absence of awareness. Once you see it, it fades. Once you name it, it weakens. And once you walk away, it ends. Keep shining, because your light is the one thing darkness can never imitate.